Out the way, dog, please. Hello, this is either Project Nigel or Captain Mustard, and this is an item that I've had sent to me in the post 2 days ago. Now, the weird thing is, actually, I don't know who sent it. I have been in contact with a variety of people through email, offering things like dash cams and audio equipment, most of which have said, it's all right, I don't think I'll bother actually. But a dash cam, another dash cam, a decent dash cam that I can have permanently in the car would be a good idea. But I don't know whether this one is from the people I'm talking to recently, because nothing seems to be properly branded these days. You know, you don't seem to know what you're getting. But in the tradition of doing things correctly, you're supposed to do some sort of unboxing video. And apparently, people love unboxing videos. I say apparently because I really do not get what's so good about watching someone take something out of a box or put something into a box. Boxes, what's so fascinating about boxes? You're supposed to take it all out of the box, show every single item, talk about all of its key features, etc. Set it up, install it, and show it in use. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't really work like that. I never have done. And it doesn't really matter whether I'm being paid or not being paid. If I don't do things my own way, I don't do things at all. The other thing that people do with unboxing and stuff like this these days, which is a really, really irritating trend, is you've got to... I'm making tappity ASMR sounds. Creepy! Freaky! Weird! I don't like that, so I'm not going to do it. I'm also not going to use a knife to open this up with because I've got my classical guitar player's thumbnail, and that is good enough to get through this kind of stuff. So here we go. Unwrap it up there. Do as you're told, like a good boy. Oh, well, I wasn't told. At least I don't think I was. Get off. Right, okay, so open it up. Let's see. I'm expecting something quite big in it because the box is substantial. Lovely lad. Right, well, this is doing it properly. Look at this foam. Look at the quality of this foam. That's nice. You could use that for insulation purposes. The smell of new products in a box. I do like the smell of new products in a box. Oh, on this, it's like a kind of a thing to make it stand up inside the box, to elevate it above all the other bits that are inside the box. You know, otherwise known as the gubbins. And the gubbins are a cable that you can plug into it somewhere. That's for the rear mounted dash cam. That's what it is, yes. What's this then? Right, this is the actual device for holding the device to the screen securely without it falling off. That's needed. Right, here we go. Here is a plug-in, whatchamacallit, for the 12 amp socket. 12 volt socket. Of which I have 3 in my Audi A6, in case you're interested. And presumably there'll also be some sort of thing for hard wiring into the dashboard, not into the dashboard, to the battery, so you can essentially make sure that you don't have to keep switching it on and off. But there isn't, so let's not worry about that. But here we do have another cable and some stuff there, which I presume is to stick to the dashboard. Why would you stick it to the dashboard if you got that? I really don't know. No, but this thing here, that feels a bit too heavy to just be suspended from your glass. And then we have, of course, instructions. Optional accessories, micro SD card. Optional. Card reader to view the footage. Optional. Car charger with USB port. Well, hang on. That's that. And what's this then? Warm tips It looks like a coaster. Well, they're not optional, are they? If they're in here. They're all in here. Why is it saying they're optional when they're actually in the box? I'm still no wiser as to who sent it. Although, I mean, this manual here, CarPlay. Did it say CarPlay in the box? Right, just going to go and check my emails. Okay, that's good. I know exactly who it is from now. And yes, it is the person I was communicating with recently. So they do want a video out of this. Best make one, I suppose. Oh, lovely soft bagger. My tripod's broken. I've lost my tripod. I can't do this. Actually, I haven't lost it. I left it in the back of the car. That's sold. Well, this is a jolly big screen indeed. Look at the size of that. You're not going to miss that, are you? So, I think there are two ways of mounting this. The first one would be to stick it actually on the dashboard, which would be kind of sensible, except that the only problem is that it's still there when you leave the car, and somebody might think, I might take that. That looks like that could be quite useful for making sure things don't get stolen off my car. We could look at this instead. Because this, the rear camera is to be just stuck on the rear screen, and that cable has to be long enough to go all the way up the A-pillar and along the headlining and then down the other side, because you don't want bits of cable dangling around everywhere looking all horrible. Even in a car with a saggy headlining like mine. Let's go to work. I've just realised this clips off the back of there like that, so you don't just leave the whole thing on display. This is a good test actually, because what you want to do is see whether you can set it up without reading the instructions, because anyone that can set it up without reading the instructions is going to be a happier person than reading the instructions and getting all grumpy. It's going to present me with a bit of a problem, this, because this is a freebie. I've had it sent to me and I like free things, but where can I really put it? If I stick it on the dashboard there, this is my view. We can see there's quite a big bit of the bonnet obscured. If I mount it on the screen, that's my view again. Normally my hand wouldn't be there, but that's most of the screen taken away from me. What am I supposed to do? The idea of a dash cam, of course, is to prove that you're innocent should you have an accident, should someone just pull out in front of you. But if half of your windscreen is obscured by the thing, then you can essentially prosecute yourself with your own evidence. So I think the only place this can really go is here, behind the sun visor. You don't need to be watching it, do you? You don't need to be looking at that. So that's probably a good idea. So I'm going to just... Oh, the other thing is though, to release this, you push it up. So I've got to leave enough of a gap so it can still be pushed up as well. Now, right. It's just too big. It's just way too big. Gonna have to think about this. Right, it might work there. Essentially, it's another sunscreen, isn't it? Because when I put that down, well, I won't be able to put that down. So unless I put it there, how about this side? It's not going to matter too much on that side. Things have to go on that side instead. Certain cars have the kind of windscreen that are really, really long, and they'd be better for that, really. Could be mounted low down. You can't see the edge of the bonnet anyway, so it wouldn't really make any difference. Or, like older vehicles like Land Rovers, like Land Rover Defenders, where you sat looking down properly, and you can see right over the bonnet. it would work okay for that because it really wouldn't be in the way. But for this generation of car,
I thought it was worthwhile speeding up this part because it seems to be dragging on a little bit.
that's as good as it's going to get. My wife's going to love having that in the way. She really is. No, she's not. She's not going to like that. I'd hate it. Let's take that off, nice and clean. We have the on button at the top, so that's going to be a little bit out of the way. And where do we plug it now? We'll plug everything on this side here. Ideally, it's the kind of thing you just plug in and you leave it alone. You don't mess with it again. But I don't think that's going to happen. Ah, right, there's another point. Cables, dangly cables everywhere. This is where ideally you start to take off bits of interior trim so you can fit the cable behind. So you could have this here. It's still going to be intrusive ever so slightly. But you'd want to have this going behind the dash and then fitting up all of the A-pillar along here as well. Oh, right, and instantly we've got a picture of some sort of generic supercar on board. Right, it's way too close. Android Auto, okay. Right, right, that was actually quite easy. That's given me the sat nav up straight away. That's good. You know, and now I know this thing is more designed for people who want to take all of their social stuff everywhere with them, everywhere they go, on a bigger screen than what they have on their mobile phone. And because it's dash mounted, you're allowed to use it, where of course you're not allowed to just pick your phone up. Although it's directly connected, you can legally use that, but you can't legally use this unless you put that on there. So really, there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm never going to use. What's exit? Exit, oh right, oh I see. But exit, it looked like exit was an app. Maybe it will be one day when euthanasia is actually legal and you can just have an app on your phone, and when the time's ready you just press it. Oh, the sound is played by the speaker of the machine, whatever that means. No idea. I don't know how clever this is going to be. What I would like it to do is, for example, Bluetooth my phone when somebody calls me into the car speakers, not that. I mean, this Audi stereo is brilliant. I mean, it's a really, really good stereo system. It's the best one I've ever had in a car. And that isn't going to be as good. Wiring in the rear mounted camera, managing to push the cable into that gap all the way there. Just about to get into the doggy area. The cable's definitely long enough. That's taken me a little while to get this cable fed through here to put the rear camera in place. It's not the tidiest job. Unless I start drilling holes in the roof and stuff, I can't get the cable through without something like this. So not perfect by a long shot. I don't even know the boot's going to close. Obviously that's no reflection on the quality of the goods. That's a reflection on how dedicated I am to ensure a tidy job. Right, that didn't go too well actually, because I've kind of half closed the boot and it's caught and got stuck. I've tried not to read the instructions too much, but I did notice that this camera is pictured on the outside in the instructions. And I just thought, well, that's the wrong place for it to be, isn't it? It wants to be on the inside, on the rear screen. And that's what I've been working at. And now I've found out that actually this bracket doesn't really work for that. All you're going to get is, you're going to film the inside of your boot. This display doesn't show the road ahead of you. It doesn't show, the accident that you've nearly had, or that man with his pants down that you really wanted to snip out of the clip so you can put it onto YouTube. You have to press the DVR button for that, and I can't find it. Where's the DVR button? There are no external buttons on the outside except for the one that turns it on or off. It's cards inserted, so according to one of the bits of the instruction I was reading, it should just go straight into video mode. Maybe I have to set off for that to happen. Just going to find out, I guess. What I would like would be a solution to having a phone on the screen there, like this. But that isn't the way, but nowhere near as much as that would be. Start the car. Will it do something if it detects movements? Well, nothing's happened. It's not suddenly gone into recording. So there's something I haven't quite done right yet. Now that I've discovered that the rear camera has to go on the outside, I'm not really too happy about that. I mean, the outside of the car is where people can tamper with things, whereas the inside requires crime before they can even get started. And I'm happy enough having a visible camera through the glass, but not stuck on the outside of the car. So for the moment, I'm going to see if I can figure out another way around that, because I don't want to start dismantling all of the boot interior as well. Actually, in order to activate the reversing camera, you have to do, because you've got to wire the red cable into the reverse lamp. I presume that's what it is. Going off the length of the cable, it's not going to be off the gearbox. Obviously, I still want to see if it works. So that's going to mean soldering that red wire to that just there. That's all attached. Moment of truth. Will it work? Ignition on. It's upside down, but it does work. Okay, why is it upside down? Oh. Right. And the back screen again, where... I'm not happy with that angle at all, but let's see what it does actually pick up. Ready?
Make sure my phone's in the pocket and hand it to Nola. She calls 999.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Oh, it's cold.
Looks like there's some more adjustments to make. Not only have I got to mess around with the rear camera, put it somewhere else, fair enough. Apparently that's what you're supposed to do. But the forward-facing camera is obscured by its own mount. And that really doesn't look like anything of any use there at all. So I put it on upside down and it doesn't quite understand that. Look. Maybe this is supposed to be adjusted so that the thing comes down there instead. That's about as good as it's going to get on the dash, but look how close it is. Look how close that is. And now look at my view as a passenger out the front. Not that good, is it? So as much as I don't want it on the dashboard in the way, that looks like it's the only place it can go where it's not causing a problem. And here's another thing. I've already sorted this cable out. To the correct length. So now it's not at the correct length, which means I've got to take a chance of pulling this cable through here without it pulling itself out of the head lining. A lot of bits I'm having to take off now, including this and that. So hopefully I can get some sort of access. Oh, I don't think I can. I think I've had enough. Some of this stuff's not going to go back together again properly without new clips. The next thing I would have to do is actually take this panel out, either drill a hole in here somewhere or something like that, and I'm not prepared to do it. This wants to be on the screen. That's really it. I can't make sense of feeding all this stuff through there even further just to have the inconvenience of it looking weird on the outside as well. So I'm just going to put it back together and leave it where it was. Oh, is that it? It's pulling it out, isn't it? Pushing it, pulling it in. I've spent nearly all day messing about with this, so I need, some sort of good result out of it. Currently, the car looks like carbon spaghetti. I flipped that around. It's the only way I'm going to get both these. But that's obviously an upside down image. Oh, hang on. Wait a second. Oh, that's annoying. It's my rear camera that now's upside down. It doesn't know how to correct itself. And This sticky stuff here apparently needs about 24 hours to properly stick. So you can't use it because it will just rip itself off. One thing that's required for me to do a proper review of this product, and I have been asked to do this as well, is to include within the footage some of the camera work. But so far, I've not been able to. Oh, it's moving. It's wobbling around. This is the importance of proper installation. Doing things properly, not just plugging them in and just sticking them down. So whilst I haven't got footage yet, because I've got to figure out how easy it is to actually get the footage off of the camera. Oh, don't tell me you've got to take the SD card out. I hope not, because if that's the case, that's going to be a problem, because my phone doesn't take an SD card. No, it doesn't. It needs to be transferred via Bluetooth. If you want a sat nav, it's okay. If you want a dash cam, it's okay, but I think the trouble is this device is too busy trying to multitask, and it's probably better as a smartphone than anything else, because it has all of the stuff on there that in actual fact as a driver you don't really want to be messing about with. You don't want to be messing about with music or playing with messages. Or the other thing is as well that I took a phone call before, and because we're connected Bluetooth, it comes up on that screen who it is I'm talking to, yet I need to use this device, the one I'm looking at, to actually take the call. And that kind of makes it a bit pointless. I was asked for a review, and I'm not going to lie about it, I'm not massively impressed. However, maybe given it a few more days to get used to how the whole thing works, maybe I'll figure out an awful lot of things I haven't figured out just yet. But within the email for this particular product, I was asked how long it would take to do a video. And so far, I've dropped everything else I was going to be doing today to do this video. So if it's a real dash, then what you're going to get is my first impression. And that might not be that great. Choose this product depending on where you're going to put it, I think. If you happen to drive an Audi A6 C5, either a saloon or Avant, it's in the way. That's really it. It's just in the way. If you have products you want testing and you want a proper non-biased approach to it, I will say it as it is. There's no point otherwise. I'm not being paid for it. For this product, currently I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Because it is a nice product. It's just a bit too clever for its own good. It's very keenly priced, and it does come from a place where things don't cost a lot to make. That also means that the instructions are translated from Chinese to English, and we have a few communication issues amongst that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for watching it all the way to the end. Thank you for not hitting my car. Thank you for going through a red light. Thank you for sending me this camera. Oh wow, that's an old mini cab. This is the best I can do at the moment for moving one bit of footage from this device to my phone by recording it on here. As much as I try, I cannot find anywhere at all that allows you to send footage via Bluetooth or any other method. I think you've just got to take the SD card out. And if that really is the case, then I am quite disappointed, because, well, I can do it with my tablet, I can do it with my other phone. You can just basically quick share stuff from one device to another, and then you can put it into the folder that you're trying to make a video of. And at the moment I'm trying to make this video, and it's become a bit more difficult than I was expecting. In fact, I'm on my second day of making this video. So having spent 2 whole days messing around with this thing and not really getting out of it what I want, I'm going to have to stop there. Just edit this and let you come to your own conclusion. But what I've not been able to do, as much as I mess with it, I have not been able to take a video file from this onto my phone. And that's the one thing I want to be able to do. That's the one thing. I'm not bothered, honestly, about the music. I'm not bothered about it having WhatsApp or radio or any of that stuff. I want the dashcam footage to be able to transfer it from there to there. And that's really it. And as I've not been able to do that, I'm actually not too really pleased. I'm going to say I'm a bit disappointed. I've tried everything. I have read the entire instructions. I've been on the website. I've tried the live chat, which I haven't got anywhere with. All of the frequently asked questions, it doesn't appear in there, so maybe nobody else is bothered about that. And yeah, it's a pity. It's a pity. But this big thing there, besides using it for a sat nav, has become kind of a bit unnecessary. And I'm probably never going to use it again.